MMA Rants and Raves, Werdum versus Volkov in the UFC heavyweight division. Guys, let's talk about this fight. You know, I've been watching this guy Volkov for a while. I mean, it's incredible. He's 29 years old and he has 35 fights. That's pretty impressive. I mean, the guy has been a very active fighter. He's fought in multiple organizations. I noticed that his weakness was his wrestling. The guys that had success against him were wrestlers. However, when he came into the UFC, he's shown a lot of improvement because he fought two strong wrestlers, Timothy Johnson and Roy Nelson, and he did well. You know, he was able to be victorious in those fights. So he's shown improvement as far as dealing with grapplers. Now, of course, he hasn't faced anybody of the caliber of a Werdum, you know, a former world-class champion, Pride veteran, a guy who has the greatest jiu-jitsu in UFC history. I mean, obviously, just look at his victories. I mean, he submitted legendary submission artists, so that means basically that you're the best, especially if you can do it at heavyweight. So it's pretty remarkable. And then his striking just, I mean, got exponentially good. I mean, if you look at Werdum striking in Pride and even in Strikeforce and now in the UFC, it's like two different fighters. I mean, it's incredible how good it's gotten. And he's shown also that he can fight rangy guys. You know, he fought guys that had a significant height and reach advantage on him, a guy like Travis Brown, and he did very well. Now, Travis Brown has had a significant decline in his career, but you could just see he does well with rangy guys. I mean, he fought Overeem, a very big guy. I mean, very few guys are going to stand and trade with Overeem, and Werdum actually did that. And he almost defeated Overeem. I just think he made a, well, it's hard to say that he made a mistake. He just went to his roots. Maybe it was an instinct that he went to his grappling and started to wrestle when he should have continued striking, but I'm not going to go too much into that. The reality is, for 3 rounds, he was standing and trading with Alistair Overeem. That's very impressive. So it shows how good his striking really is. This is a difficult one to call. I'm going to tell you why. Because, like I said, Volkov has just really gotten better against wrestlers. I mean, his weakness was against wrestlers, the fights that he's lost, and now he's doing well against them. The question is, can Werdum get this guy down? He is an enormous man. I mean, this guy's 6'7". He's over 250 pounds. That's a big guy. And he's displaying power. You look at his last fight against Stefan Struve, you know, very impressive. So he's shown that he can even do well against guys that have a reach advantage on him. And there's not that many guys out there when you're 6'7". So I think it's a pretty interesting fight here, because despite the fact that Werdum has a lot more experience and fought a lot tougher competition, I mean, you could say that about anybody. There's always going to be a guy that eventually fights and defeats world-class competition to become world-class competition. So you really can't use that as an analogy. And this is a real tough one to call, because I think Volkov has just looked really, really good. The real question is here is power. If he can't finish Werdum, what is he going to do? Is he going to be the overall better striker? I mean, I've seen Volkov. The thing about him, I don't know if he has the speed to deal with Werdum. Werdum has also shown that he has really good footwork. The question is, will he be able to catch Werdum despite the fact that he has that reach advantage? And if he doesn't, it just might be a fight where Werdum just lands more strikes, you know, where it could possibly go to a decision. I just see Werdum as the more diverse striker, maybe with better footwork and more speed. It's a tough one to call. So I'm going to go to prediction here. I have Werdum to win this fight. I'd like to know what you think about the fight. Please leave your comments. Please subscribe. Please like up this video. And thank you for tuning in.